Hey guys, and welcome back to The Binger. Love Island is a truly intellectually refined experience, full of hard-hitting questions about life, the way the world works, and most importantly, who used the last of the hairspray.
Yes, you did.
We may mock it, but this show is a sensation. It's full of drama that's juicier than Botoxed lips.
It's too good at everything.
Join us as we take a look at some of the biggest meltdowns on the show, ranked. Terry was arguably one of the biggest characters on the 2016 season, but not for the reasons you might think. Some of the guys on the show are equal parts brains and brawn, but then there's people like Terry. When he partnered up with makeup artist Malin, it seemed to be a little odd. The pair had a couple of disagreements, but the most memorable was over a toastie. For those of you who don't watch, that's English for a grilled cheese sandwich. Things kicked off royally when Terry slaved over a hot stove to prepare his meal. Remember, what takes most of us 5 minutes would probably take Terry a good hour. Bless him.
I don't understand when you're drunk and I'm totally sober.
When he sat down to eat it, Malin started cutting it up for her and Olivia. Terry didn't want to share his food, so a huge argument ensued. Yep, over a piece of toast. Malin couldn't understand where he was coming from, and Terry was so hangry he thought about leaving the villa. Yeah, leaving the villa and the chance of winning thousands because someone cut up his sandwich for other people to share. What a guy. It ruined the couple's night, but the rest of the contestants found it utterly hilarious. Hey, it's really no laughing matter. How else is Terry supposed to fuel his one remaining brain cell? We all know that the best part of the show is the recouplings. It's what it's all about. Sure, the drama in between is great too, but it's all leading up to those nights standing around the fire pit. The whole point of the show is to whittle down the good couples to win that huge prize money, and this is how it happens. A lot of things go down at recouplings. Hearts are broken, friendships are shattered. In the case of Johnny and Theo, egos are bruised beyond repair. The 2017 contestants wanted the same girl. Sadly for Johnny, Theo got to Tyla first. The look on Johnny's face was priceless. The losing man became increasingly agitated, so it was bound to erupt in a show of testosterone poisoning. When it was Johnny's turn to pick someone, he called Theo a less than complimentary name.
I wasn't given a lot of choice because of a certain gigantic bell end.
The two faced off, almost getting into a scuffle as the rest of the guys stood between them. Clearly, it's not just the pool that's heated in this villa. Tempers flared hotter than a curling iron. But it all simmered down in the end. After all, it's just a game, you guys. Johnny was a lot of things. At first, he seemed like a pretty decent guy, ready to treat the girls well. Plus, he was easy on the eye, so females immediately warmed to him. However, while trying to woo Camilla in a one-on-one chat, things didn't quite go to plan. In fact, he crashed and burned harder than England's Brexit strategy. Clearly, the romantic hopeful thought that stating he paid for every date throughout a 5-year relationship would be impressive. Educated and intelligent Camilla thought that was actually pretty awful, declaring going halves is a much more decent way to handle things. Johnny said it would be emasculating to let a woman pay, before laughing at Camilla and calling her a feminist. Clearly, Johnny wasn't prepared to have a conversation about equality on her level, and said that women have way more opportunities.
Massively controversial comment to make. I think that's my opinion.
In terms of how to annoy a female, Johnny went off the charts so badly that he could be seen orbiting the moon. Cam coupled up with doting gentleman Jamie, and they're still going strong today. So, all's well that ends well. Following on from that same almost but not quite face-off, Amber had a few choice words for Georgia. In the same recoupling, newbie Georgia snatched Amber's man Cam quicker than a Target sales shopper. The dancer was less than impressed when Georgia tried to explain her decision. Instead, Amber called her the same name Johnny called Theo. Apparently, it's quite common in England. Jilted Amber sounded off in the interview room before Tyla got out a giant stick and stirred the pot. Clearly, Georgia didn't know when to quit and walked right into the lion's den. Explaining that she had to pick someone went down like a lead balloon. The brunette proved she was a queen of mean, while Georgia subbed to the camera in private. Can't we all just get along? Well, no, because this is reality TV and it's designed to explode. The whole time this was going on, Kem looked like a deer caught in the headlights.
I don't even know what to say, what to do, what to think.
Scared to move, scared to breathe, in case his incredibly peeved girlfriend squished him to smithereens. As it turned out, Kem and Amber managed to recouple later on in the series and won the crown, making a glorious comeback. They say that hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and they're not wrong. That's just in a normal situation too, so factor in complete seclusion, a little bit of booze, and a reality TV show, and you've got a powder keg. 2016's Katie is the kind of girl you'd expect to see at Regina George's table. Fierce, confident, and in your face. The pint-sized pocket rocket was coupled up with Scott, but new girl Malia entered the villa and decided she liked the look of him. Cue a very cozy date where the two got to know each other away from prying eyes. When they got back to the villa, Katie made her thoughts known. Scott was trying desperately to tell the other contestants what had gone down, but his doting girlfriend was having none of it. Determined to put him down, Katie began repeatedly calling him out for making it the Scott show. Honestly, it was an assault to the eardrums through the screen.
Listen to me, the first day I've let my guard down.
So you had to feel for the people who were actually there. The best was yet to come, though, as Katie stormed off in hysterics. After being consoled by Scott, she returned to the group of girls and sat down next to Malia, before accidentally spilling a drink on her. The tanned seductress didn't take kindly to the mistake and made a huge scene, while Katie started screaming at her. What happened next was kept off camera, but Malia shoved Katie so hard that she was immediately thrown out of the villa. Bad for the new girl, but it was TV gold. It was doomed ever since the Toasty incident, but they still ended up becoming boyfriend and girlfriend. The world works in mysterious ways, people. Who are we to judge? Alright, well, maybe we can judge a little. Their happiness, if you can call it that, was destined to be short-lived. Malin was booted out of the villa, but for some strange reason, Terry decided not to follow. In the vast majority of cases, if one half of a couple gets sent home, the other one voluntarily leaves because they feel a genuine connection. When Terry decided to stay behind, it was obvious he wasn't going to stay faithful like he promised his girlfriend. In a hot minute, new girl Emma Jane turned Terry's head, and he soon forgot about Malin, who sat at home watching the whole time. Producers were quick to milk this moment for all it was worth, bringing in Malin for a confrontation that will go down in TV history. The unsuspecting Terry was on a lad's day out with Scott when his ex turned up to party. The model tried to excuse his behavior, but Malin slammed him for the lies he spouted while they were together. After sharing a few home truths, the pair were at each other's throats like tigers in a zoo. What a beautiful piece of trashy entertainment. The best part? When Terry made a dramatic exit and accidentally took Malin's sunglasses. He just couldn't make this stuff up. Irish gal Maura was one of the biggest characters in the 2019 villa, making waves with her OTT comments and huge personality. At one point, she was coupled up with Tom, who seemed like a decent guy until she caught him talking to the lads. The pair were due a night in the infamous Hideaway, where things tend to get a little frisky. As Maura made no secret of her high appetite for chocolate-covered strawberries, Tom made a comment to the lads. He said something along the lines of, "It'll be interesting to see if she's all mouth or not." Unfortunately for him, Maura overheard him and went nuts. Maura certainly gave him a dressing down, just not the kind that he was hoping for. The bumbling dolt tried to explain it was all a misunderstanding, while Maura told him to be a gentleman and not a boy. Womankind collectively punched the air, while mankind shook their heads in shame. The rest of the boys tried to defend their buddy, but Maura wasn't about to swallow his nonsense. Sometimes it's the people that are the most confrontational that viewers love the best. It's because we love the drama. It's just one of those things, you know? Nobody wants to spend a summer watching paint dry. Producers are quick to cast these volatile individuals too, to rake in those viewing numbers. 2017's Olivia Atwood certainly ticked all the boxes. When it came to arguing, she had it down pat. She was also hilarious to watch. After Liv gave Sam an earful in front of everyone, Montana told her she didn't like the way it went down. Olivia then called Montana out on her trash talking in the bedroom, which was so awkward it put your teeth on edge. Cue that terrible silence and Liv calling Montana's opinion La La Land. It went from 0 to 1,000 in less than a second when Olivia started shouting so badly over being called confrontational. Oh, the irony. Liv stormed off to presumably choose someone else out, while Montana cried her heart out in the bathroom while brushing her teeth. Marcel, the gentle giant of the season, got involved too, telling Liv she was wrong. But by this point in her life, Olivia had made more enemies than nail appointments. As much as we laugh and joke, it's pretty horrible when someone you like is going for someone else, no matter the situation. Maura caught wind of what Anna's boyfriend Jordan was up to. As it turns out, he was into India. It didn't take long for Maura to lose her cool over the situation, but Jordan was already talking to India and confessing his feelings. Poor Anna was none the wiser as her BF told another girl that he liked her. The audacity! Maura marched up to Anna to let the cat out of the bag, resulting in a showdown sent from the gods. Anna went so wild the villa briefly turned into a safari. After screeching like a banshee about the enormous betrayal she felt, Anna retreated to lick her wounds in solitude. If solitude means in a private villa with 20 other people and dozens of cameras, that is. Jordan didn't really have much to say on the subject, apart from denying everything and calling her, quote, negative. India? She disappeared faster than a seal on Shark Week. Say what you want about this show, but it is never boring. Do you have a favorite meltdown we haven't mentioned? Sound off in the comments. Before you go, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. You don't want to miss a thing. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in another video.